Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I sound like a really annoying alarm clock. Yeah, and I'm okay being an annoying alarm clock. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Although is 10 a.m. really morning anymore? I guess to the world, right? Like a.m. it's morning, but it just doesn't feel like it. I'm ready to run a marathon. In fact, I feel like I ran a marathon and I'm ready to run another marathon. Like I like marathons, although I've never ran a marathon. So why would I run a marathon? See, I don't stop. Anyway, so much fun. Okay, so let's kind of get into it a little bit. Some cool stuff actually this morning. I'm assuming everyone reads the email, right? Like you guys see that I don't stop talking. And the same thing with emails. I really would like to write you a whole book. In fact, one of our most favorite rhinos, her name is Laura, she writes me books every time. And it's kind of funny because as much as I love writing a book, I also don't like reading a book. So I understand everyone's perspective. That being said, the emails are really, really very succinct. Like you have all your numbers on top, you got a little bit of a message, cool. And if you would have seen the numbers on top, you would see how great we're doing. And what I mean by how great is, I remember when we started, I said that I wanted the average amount to be between like $20 and $25, and that I thought it would normalize around 22. And by all intents and purposes, that's actually what happened. In fact, one of our rhinos, I had a call with her once, and she's like, Aunt, so it's been between 20 and 25, but like when it gets under 20, what are you going to do differently? Because you know, that would be a red flag. Like you did not expect that. Therefore, if it went there, what would you do? And I said, I would certainly do things differently. I would adjust. And that's the beauty of posting numbers every single day. And that's actually the beauty of posting numbers every single day to those that you're accountable to. Because if I post numbers every single day and you're like, these numbers are terrible, my email is going to be blowing up, my phone's going to be blowing up, my schedule's going to be blowing up, and everyone's going to say, Anthony, like, you need to do something. And that's the give and take. That's the partnership we have. I go ahead and commit to you. I'll do my best and be as transparent as possible in this partnership we have. And your commitment is, you're going to pay attention and guide me when guidance is needed. So I think the average plan that week went down to like $19.96. And before I was able to do something, I saw that the numbers were going up the next day. It was just like kind of one day. And long story short, I always said I was going to be a bit uncomfortable when the numbers got over 25, because the reason being that when you're over 25, you're now kind of in there are a few people that have a larger, not control, but I don't know. That was just always my feeling. And right now we're at 27. And the coolest part about that is I saw that somebody had moved themselves up from 100 a week plan to 500 a week. Now, the cool part about that is I did not speak to this person. I did not tell them to do this. It wasn't a phone call. That they went ahead and did so themselves. And the reason why that's so powerful is like when you take a look at any kind of marketing, there are always those, or any kind of anything, there's always those one-offs that tell a big story, kind of like the canary in the coal mine. If the canary goes in and doesn't come out, well, there's poison fumes in there, like it's dead, right? Like that one thing tells you a lot. Well, when a single person in December decides to go ahead and up their plan, it goes ahead and gives you kind of the zeitgeist that people in general are becoming, not only are they pleased, but they're becoming comfortable. They're understanding, okay, I see what you're doing now. I see the performance. I see the reliability. I see the dependability. I'm comfortable. Because when you're doing 500 a week, that's not, it's not like lunch money. That's real money. And when I made the comment that I wanted to be between 20 and 25, it was a not immature comment as in like Anthony's immature, but RHINO Retirement was not a mature platform yet, and still isn't. So by definition, to make a comment on an immature platform would be an immature comment. I think I'm now comfortable with that number being between 25 and 30. The reason being, When you go ahead and take a look at a chart of Rhino, you see since, what was it, October 17th, it's only gone up. We're getting close to 2 months, and there's only been 3 down days. And those 3 down days, I think if you remember, were consecutive days because we were waiting for Coinbase to release the funds so that we could use it to purchase. In fact, I even said that day, hey guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to buy. I'm waiting to buy. So if you want an opportunity, you should buy. And some people took it, right? And that's a good thing. And some people, they didn't need an opportunity. They're, doing it on a weekly basis, and it didn't matter. So when you're able to hold that chart up and you could see the comfort in it, people start saying, okay, I was on the phone with someone last night and he's in at $1 and he wants to speak and talk and be convinced, well, not convinced, but to feel comfortable going to $5. And it's funny because even as I say that out loud, I could hear someone snickering and saying $1 to $5, like big whoop. I don't care what the amount is. He's a person. He represents himself. He talks to other people. You see, the thing about Rhino and the thing about population and the thing about community is every single person is worth a lot of value. Just because they're not rich doesn't mean that they have any less value. Because the way Rhino looks at everyone is that it's the population that's worth something. And to have population, you have to have people. And to have people, you have to not disqualify or segregate or whatever any individual person. So anytime I get to talk to anyone, I'm like, yeah, okay, what's up? And he's like, I really feel quite comfortable. Like, I see what you're doing. After these months, like, I'm getting more comfortable with what's going on. And again, so on one end of the spectrum, we're talking about someone going from 100 to 500. And you might think to yourself, okay, well, that guy's rich. He has the money to do it. And the same thought, you're thinking about the guy from $1 to $5 as a joke, right? Like, he doesn't have any money, whatever. But it's actually the opposite. Because the person with money does not need to defend their money as much, right? Like if you have $1 million, what would happen if you lost 1,000? Nothing. But if you had only $1,000 and you lost 1,000, what would happen? You'd be homeless. So the individual that goes ahead and is looking to speak to someone for the $1 to $5 raise, conceivably is far more aware. Not, and I don't want to say educated, but far more informed on the platform because that move to them is such a big move compared to what they have. And when you don't have much to go from $1 to $5, what is it that you're cutting out, right? Is it that you're cutting out maybe going out for lunch that week? Is it that you're moving down from, I don't know, tuna fish to pasta? Like, I don't know what that is. And I've been poor before, right? So I'm not saying I don't know what that is. For him, like I know what it is in real life. I've had ramen noodles plenty of times in my life. But the point being that in the same 24-hour period, the person with the money felt comfortable enough to move up, and the person without the money felt comfortable enough to move up. These are two diametrically different people that are performing the same behavior. That's important. So we're going to continue doing what we're doing, but the point being that it's working. What we're doing is working. So I just want to share that. So in the email, I told a little story. My cousin, she just turned 20, and so it was on my wife's and I's 1 year. It was on my wife and I's 1 year anniversary. Why is that so hard to say? And she was coming to my grandmother's, who lives near my wife and I, and we were actually going to go to her house. And she's like, well, I'm going to Granny's. You want to meet me there? And I was like, yeah, cool. So as we're leaving, I texted her, hey, we're going to go meet you at Granny's. Are you there? And she's like, oh my God, we're in commute. And being in commute means we can't meet you anywhere. You're in commute. So it was kind of like rain check. We'll rain check it. And I was like, you know what? I want to send her a birthday gift. I'll send RHINO. Now, mind you, I'm a paying member as well, right? Like I have a $100 plan. So when I say I'm sending RHINO, it's not that I'm going into RHINO and sending RHINO. I'm sending my RHINO, right? So I sent her 100 of my RHINO. And she's like, oh yeah, cool. Like, oh, well, she had to get a MetaMask first, right? So she went through the wallet instructions, and she goes, I don't see it. So I was like, well, you got to import the token and blah blah blah, and she got it. And then she saw the price of it, and she's like, oh my god, this is like $200. Thank you so much. She goes, should I like swap it? Should I like what do I do? And I was like, well, this is my company, so I'm totally biased, but I don't think you should swap it. I think you should hold it. And she's like, oh my God, so cool, like amazing. And she was proud, like my cousin is doing something cool, like it's cool. And she's 20, so, you know, crypto and everything is a big thing to her and her friends. And it hit me because I got to tell you, these last 2 weeks, I've been like agonizing over what we're going to do for Christmas. I'm not going to throw something out there, but I just, nothing was hitting me yet. Like nothing was like making sense to me. We have a store, but you know, it's all at cost. So it's not even like I could make a deal of it. So, which by the way, I'm shopping at our store for me for Christmas. Just FYI. But yeah, so when she said that, it hit me. I was like, not only is she not going to sell it, but I think we won her for life, right? Like her cousin's doing something cool with RHINO, and it goes up every day, and she has friends, and she could show it to them, and now she's on our email list. So do I think that at some point she might just become a dollar plan? Like, why not? We just gave her 100 rounds, $200. And that's not to say, well, now you have to be a plan, but there's a certain law of reciprocity. Now, here's the thing, right? So in reciprocity, we're giving someone something and they're trying to do their best to give us something of equal value. Now, is it equal value if I give you $200 worth of something and you give me $1 a week? Well, how many weeks, right? But that's not the point. The point is, well, actually, I forgot the point, but is that equal value? And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Well, in fact, you would probably say it isn't because Anne, she could sell the $200 right now and finance 200 weeks conceivably. And for, 4 years, she could be on the plan and you paid the whole thing. Yeah, that's true. But do we think she's going to sell it? Like, do we think that's what she's going to do? I don't think so. I think any individual would say, well, you've given me all this. I like it. I want to contribute to it. Let me do it. And the point being, well, if you're giving all this coin away and it's going in the hands of people that are not going to sell it, and it's going in the hands of people that are so gracious for getting it that they want to go ahead and reciprocate by being a dollar plan or a $5 plan, then did you make a good decision or a bad decision? Right? Because if you give coin away to people, then everyone's going to sell it. Well, that's a really bad decision because you completely collapse your own market. If you give coin away and nobody sells it, well, that's an even decision, right? Nothing happened. They didn't buy it, they didn't sell it. If you give coin away and not only does no one sell it, but then they reciprocate by becoming plans, that's a really good decision. Like that's super duper duper. Because now you're allowing, it's almost like the best affiliate system ever. Because I don't know these people. They're your friends. They're your family. They're your loved ones. I don't know them. I'm not taking anything from them. In fact, I'm giving them money. Now, whether they decide to keep it or not, I'm banking on RHINO that I believe that they'll keep it. In fact, I'm banking on RHINO that I believe they'll even become a plan at some point. Now, whether that's true or not, it doesn't matter. From your perspective, hey, I'm part of RHINO. This is actually worth $50. I can give it to someone and they can sell it for $50 right away. I think you did a good job. That's a great Christmas gift. Why not? Something that has the ability to continue in value, like it's a great Christmas gift. So if RHINO could be responsible for you giving great Christmas gifts at a time where everyone's a little cash strapped, and at the same time RHINO believes that it can bank on itself, that the individual you give it to is going to become a partner of RHINO down the road, then I think it's a win-win-win-win, right? Like I think that's wins all around. And in the words of my wife, Anthony, you've created new ways of giving stuff away for free, which is why in the email I wrote, I will never sell anything ever to anyone, because I won't. I was actually talking to our largest investor before because I thought today was his birthday and I was a month off. It was actually November 13th. So just to give you an idea of how hard I work, I forgot it. And he goes, yeah, Ant, you really do find new ways to just give stuff away. Please don't bankrupt the company. And I was like, I'm going to do my best. So Friday, we're going to have that form in our email and we're going to leave it there in perpetuity. Well, until Christmas, but maybe we'll leave it there forever. In which case, this is how it's going to work. You'll be able to sign up. My name is Abdul Juma, right? I want to give, this Christmas gift to Mike Smith. Mike Smith's email is mikesmith@aol.com. And the message I want to give him is, hey, Mike, I've been following RHINO for a while. They're doing really well. You can redeem this for $50 if you want. Merry Christmas. And on Christmas Eve morning, we're going to send all these emails out. So Mike Smith will get an email from Anthony at RHINO Street. Hey, Mike, your friend Abdul Juma wanted to give you this Christmas gift. Here's 20 RHINO, market price $50. And the message he said was, I follow RHINO for a while. This is $50. Merry Christmas. Mr. Smith, all you need to do is follow the instructions to get a wallet, give us the address, and we will send you the coin immediately. Merry Christmas. And there's no limit. I wanted the more the merrier. If you guys come up with 1,000 people, even better. But it hit me. That's what RHINO wants to do for Christmas this year. I really want to just give, I'm not going to go back into it. I think the science makes sense. And I think it feels good. And I want to do that. I think that's a good thing. So in completion, I guess, new all-time high, 211. New all-time high in weekly amount, $27.60 per person, per RHINO. We're getting close to an all-time high, one person each, or Maurice, no limit. So I know Maurice, he's like one of the most popular people you'd ever meet. So he probably has like 500 friends. And I think they're probably all as great as him, so it'd be my pleasure. So new all-time highs across the board, everything's going well. And that's all I really have. So I'll have that in the email for Friday. RHINO wants to participate in Christmas, so I want to say that to you today. Because I know we're getting close to like, what do I get people for gifts? And if you want to, make it a little bit easier and allow us to send them coin, it'll be our pleasure. Thank you. All right, everyone, totally love you. I'm working on landers today, and Maurice knows that because he's an RVP. So sorry, Maurice, I don't have it yet this morning. I'm working on it. And I have meetings today after 12:30, so I'm kind of like in a bit of a crunch. So let me run. Last thing, and this is super cool. We have 10 @tesla.coms in our email list. Now, here's the caveat. None of them are getting emails because they all got bounced, but we didn't put them on our email list. So those emails got on our list October 11th, and they have not received an email because it didn't go through. I think they probably have some corporate, the emails don't go through, whatever. But the cool thing is we did not put them on our list. So I don't know what that means, but it's pretty cool when like the richest, smartest person in the world has 10 executives that got on your email list. So whatever, we'll see. But love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.